Some parents that approached it like they were
It was a lot of fun.
Mr. Chairman,
We're doing
she was
good.
like
Arlo,
Chris.
starts.
free to start. Okay, that works well. Yeah. The other ones that like were
Arlo starts
already
kindergarten
getting bus stop.
Monday.
Right. And so just like,
It's
you know,
just
let
like a
them stay
whole
on
world,
the
so we've just kind of been.
Good afternoon. My name is Chris Leak. I would like to call the meeting to order. Welcome everyone to the August 8th meeting of the City County Planning Board. Would you please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today's meeting is being broadcast live on TV 13 and will be rebroadcast at 10 a.m. Friday morning and again at 4 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Our first order of business today will be the consent agenda. These are items for which the petitioner is requesting withdrawal or continuance, or items for which staff has recommended approval and no one has signed up to speak in opposition. For public hearings today, each side will have a total of 12 minutes. There will be no rebuttal period.
Welcome to the meeting.
Welcome to the meeting.
cheers.
Once the public hearing is closed and the board goes into work session, no one is permitted to speak unless a planning board member asks them a question. For general use district zoning requests, the planning board must consider the full range of uses allowed in the zoning district being requested. The petitioner may not refer to a specific use for the property. For special use district zoning requests, however, the petitioner must identify the intended use or uses of the site and give specific details on how the site will be developed. Items under Section B of the agenda will require final action by the appropriate elected body, either the city council or county commissioners. As such, votes taken today by the planning board concerning these items are recommendations that will be considered by the elected bodies during their review of the request. Before addressing the planning board today, we will need your name, address, and zip code for the record. Our first item of business is the approval of the minutes of the July 11th meeting. Is there a motion?
Move approval.
Motion by Mr. Lamb. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Grubbs. Any discussion? All those in favor, sign of aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. That is unanimous. Thank you. I'm now going to call on Mr. Mark Allred for our consent agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First up we have is item B3. This is case W3627, requested a withdrawal of 8 or more days prior to the planning board meeting. So next we have is item C1. This has automatically been continued to the September 12th, 2024 meeting. The applicant needed more time to complete the transportation impact analysis. And so our first case we're going to see today is B1. This is case W3625. The petitioner is Joseph and Abby Bartholomew, LLC. And you can see this is a general use rezoning of GOS zoning district to GO. The property would be surrounded by general office zoning districts all the way around it. The site is 0.86 acres. You see from the aerial, this is the vacant lot that's within an office subdivision. The area plan for this recommends office, and staff recommends approval. Any questions?
Any questions for Mr. Allred?
No.
All right. No one is signed up. Is anyone here opposed to this recommendation? Seeing no one, I declare the public hearing closed. What is the motion of the board?
Mr. Chairman, I move the planning board find that the request is consistent with the comprehensive plan.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Lamb, second by Mr. Grubbs. Any discussion? All those in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. That is unanimous.
Mr. Chairman, I further move the planning board recommend approval of W3625.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Lamb, second by Mr. Grubbs. Any discussion? All those in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. That is unanimous.
Next up is case B2. This is W3626. This is the petitioner's Duncan Properties LLC, also known as the YMCA Robin Hood Parking Edition. This is a site plan amendment to amend W2983 from a banking and financial institution to a parking lot for the shopping center that's located over here to the east. The site is 2.12 acres on the south side of Robin Hood Road at Polo Road, but includes all of Lineback Drive, Plaza Drive. The aerial shows an undeveloped property here to the north of a school. You can see these 3 lots in particular are developed non-residential lots. The shopping center to the east includes a YMCA, a restaurant, and a tanning salon. The area plan recommends commercial and is also part of the Sherwood Forest Activity Center. So the site plan proposed an expansion of parking lot to the east of for the shopping center. It's to the east of the site. This access point here is the main access to that shopping center parking lot. You also have another access that's over here for the main access to Country Club Road. The site plan shows all required landscaping, adheres to all the impervious coverage limits that are being provided due to the stormwater device you see here to the southeast portion of the site. The site plan meets all other UDO requirements, and staff recommends approval.
Any questions for staff?
Just one, please. Will this be open to the entire shopping center, or is it exclusive to the Y?
Well, the property, if you go back, you can see it's all shopping center at the Y zone. This is for the entire property, so it would be access for the entire property that you see here.
I just don't want to get in trouble parking in the wrong place.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Any additional questions? All right, no one has signed up. Is anyone here opposed to this recommendation? Seeing no one, I declare the public hearing closed. What is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, I move the planning board find that the request is consistent with the comprehensive plan.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Lamb, second by Mr. Grubbs. Any discussion? All those in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposes? That is unanimous.
Mr. Chairman, I further move that the planning board recommend approval of W 3626.
Motion by Mr. Lamb, second by Mr. Grubbs. Any discussion? All those in favor, sign of aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. That is unanimous.
And next is case B4. This is case F1643. This is the Track West Fishel Road site plan that'll be a part of this. I'm going to skip all these petitioners. I'll let you read through them as best you can. This is a rezoning from RS9 to General Business Special Use, which is 5.64 acres. The site has Peters Creek Parkway to the west, Fishel Road you see to the north. There is a abandoned portion of Fishel Road right away that you see here that serves as a driveway to these 2 residential houses here. And there's a mixed use of zoning of RS9, of course GBS here, and the RM18 to the east and the south. Again, the aerial shows a kind of combination here. You see the 2 residential homes that use this existing right-of-way for their driveway use. And then you see undeveloped land here. The area plan recommends commercial to the west and intermediate density residential to the east. So the site plan has a restaurant with a drive-through to the north. You have a car wash here to the south. There is one internal street with sidewalks, street yards along the streets of Peters Creek Parkway, Fishel Road, and then this internal street here. There's 2 stormwater devices that you can see here to the south and the east for both devices. There's appropriate buffer yards between RS and RM18 and GB over here. There is a cross-access connection to general business and a deceleration lane for vehicle drives that are pulling in from Peters Creek Parkway to this development. The request is generally consistent with the land use recommendations of the South Suburban Area Plan Update. While the proposed site plan shows commercial uses, the requested list of uses include the mixture of retail, service, and residential, which is typically desired in an activity center. The request proposes a site design that places commercial uses along Peters Creek Parkway and away from the residential that you see over here. And for these reasons, staff recommends approval, and the site plan meets UDO requirements. Any questions? Yeah.
The drawing, the floor plan, the site plan, restaurant building looks like it's 811 square feet, and then the car wash is 816. What do you measure there? Obviously, those buildings are a lot different in size. Is that just the heated square footage of the car wash?
Sorry?
It's elevation.
Okay, so it's the elevation.
Never mind.
Thank you. So now you're looking at the base floor elevation.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Nick.
That's FFE, is that what that is?
I mean, eyeballing it, your numbers didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Sorry about
but
that.
Yeah.
I'll be quiet.
Something was at scale.
That's a great answer, good
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Any additional questions for staff? All right, no one has signed up. Is anyone here opposed to this recommendation? Seeing no one, I declare the public hearing closed. What is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, I move the planning board find that the request is consistent with the comprehensive plan.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Lamb, a second by Mr. Grubbs. Any discussion? All those in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. That is unanimous.
Mr. Chairman, I further move the planning board recommend approval of F 1643.
I have a motion by Mr. Lamb, a second by Mr. Grubbs. Any discussion? All those in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. That is also unanimous.
All right. Next up is case D1. This is PBR 2024-07. This is a Selwood Ridge subdivision. This is a 68-lot PRD in RS9, which is 30.07 acres. You can see here it's at the western and southern terminus of Selwood Road, and it's also just northwest of New Walkertown Road. Again, this is 68-lot PRD. There is 3 active open spaces to the south, to the east, and to the west here. There is a 50-foot stream buffer that you see along here and a 20-foot type 1 buffer yard that goes around the entire development. Site plan does meet all UDA requirements, and staff recommends approval.
Mr. Chairman, I move the planning board approve PBR 2024-07.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Lamb, second by Mr. Grubbs. Any discussion? All those in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is unanimous.
Mr. Chairman of the board, I'll try to be brief. We might set another record. Under staff report, I'll first of all turn to Kirk, who'll give you a work session preview.
All right, good afternoon, planning board members and Mr. Chairman. We only have one item for the work session this month. That being said, it is significant and is the culmination of several years of work led by Amy and Tiffany and Kelly. We are going to schedule the Forward 2045 Planning Board public hearing for September. So that means that you all will have a detailed discussion of it and get to review some draft text and things of that nature at the August work session.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, the next item is a September zoning case preview. I'm going to turn to Mark. I had told you Brian, but Brian's daycare closed, so that's why Mark's still here.
Daycare?
Mine's in
No, I'm
It's child's daycare, let me clarify. Although being here sometimes is like daycare. So.
All right. So unfortunately, September is going to be will be quite a longer meeting, I have a feeling. We got 11 rezoning cases, 1 elected body special use permit, the 1 continued subdivision, which is Beatty redevelopment, and 1 new subdivision.
And the comp plan,
Yeah.
Bring dinner.
perhaps. Mr. Chairman, Board, the next item is also on your screen, and that is just a reminder that on Friday from 1 to 4 at the Big Winston Warehouse will be an event.
Saturday.
What did I say? Friday. Yeah. On Saturday, the 10th, I was going to say tomorrow, but on Saturday, the 10th, from 1 to 4, at the Big Winston Warehouse will be the official unveiling. I mean, you can see it, but it will be the official event surrounding the 5 Royales mural. So wanted to make you aware of that. The last item I have on the staff report is we've talked about for your work session and for the public hearing in September, the comp plan, but the last meeting of the draft of the comp plan where you can drop in and look at it, ask questions, is on Wednesday, the 14th from 5:30 to 7:30. So this upcoming Wednesday at the South Fork Community Center. And, you know, if you can't make it to that, the information that is online is the exact same information that we have at the meetings. And if you have any questions, you can call us if you're reviewing it online. If you can't make it to the meetings again, you can also submit your comments and thoughts online as well. And we have had a lot of those comments that have been submitted. So
You say 4:30 to 5:30?
5:30 to 7:30. And with that, that's all I have.
Just one question about the Five Royales ribbon cutting. Will there by chance be also any live music that would accompany it?
It's my understanding in looking at some information that I read in the paper today, there is a descendant of one of the Five Royales that will be singing some songs there, but that's about as much as I know.
Great, thank you.
All right, is there anything else? We good to the order?
We'll have our motion to adjourn.
Motion moved and seconded.
Thank you.
The good news is 11 of the rezoning cases, so 2 of those are tanning beds, and they're going to be withdrawn because